I'm just going to brief talk on the 16 major Odus tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ from Ejiogbe. How does, if a person, if tó bá jẹ́ wípé Ejiogbe ló bí yàn, how does that Odu relate with that person? The person that Ejiogbe gives birth to cannot do anything outside Ejiogbe. That person cannot exist outside that number of Ejiogbe because ó máa radiate energy Ejiogbe yẹn ni. And the ruling òrìṣà tó wà lórí Ejiogbe is Ọba Àtàlà, Orí, Ìbejì, Ṣàngó. So that Odu, ẹni tí Odu yẹn bá ń rule as Ejiogbe, calmness in nature, ability to speak the truth at all times, the well-being of the person that Ejiogbe rules, most times one man need good health. They have good health, and they usually have a potential for success and prosperity. Because they are calm, they are able to show a lot of patience. And most times, when you divinate and find a Ejiogbe for somebody, either for if you find a Ejiogbe for a man, the moment tó bá ti jẹ́ pé Odu yẹn kọ́ ló bí ọkùnrin yẹn, the moment you have divinated tó jẹ́ wípé Ejiogbe ló wá, that person ní moment tó wá dá Ifá yẹn, ẹni yẹn ò ní peace lásìkò yẹn. But tó bá jẹ́ wípé ruling òrìṣà ẹni, that person is radiating under a calm nature, a truthful nature, an hardworking nature, and the person stands for meekness. But most times, wọn kì í lè ṣe business. The only business tí an Ejiogbe person can do is kó ṣe Ifá láṣeyọrí. Ifá is the best business tí ẹni yẹn lè ṣe, because most Ejiogbe, they are healers right from time. Àwọn tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ Ejiogbe, because they are calm in nature, a lot of people feel they can cheat them and get away with it. And in Ejiogbe, anybody that you see that has that sign Ejiogbe, they love to naturally crave attention. They love to be pampered. They see themselves as someone who others owe a duty to make comfortable. One man believe pé all other person láti sacrifice ara tiwọn fún àwọn. And most times, Ejiogbe children, they have, because they are ọmọ ẹlẹ́gbẹ́, eléri ọmọ ló máa ń jẹ́. So in life, whatever they do, they usually have the support of their egbe behind them. And with that energy of egbe behind them, even defend ara wọn, they always have their egbe energy defending them. That is why Ejiogbe lè jí láàárọ̀ kó ronú pé ẹni tó dẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan báyìí sí mi lánàá, tó bú mi lánàá yẹn, á kàn máa rò ní, ó lè ronú pé kẹ́ni yẹn l'accident, kọ́ dẹ̀ pé padà pé ẹni yẹn mà ti l'accident lóòótọ́. Kọ́ pé ẹni yẹn, ó kàn rò lọ́kùn ẹ̀ ni o. Kò ṣe nǹkan kan sí. Because the person has the support of egbe. So, tó bá ti ń rò nǹkan, àbí tó fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan, a máa rí pé nǹkan yẹn ń wá sí ìmúṣẹ. And that is the support of egbe. That is for Ejiogbe children. And most times, Ejiogbe, they are seen as someone. They have, people usually conspire against them. Naturally, àwọn èèyàn máa dìtẹ̀ mọ́ wọn ni. So if you are an Ejiogbe and you are facing challenges, if you are an Ejiogbe and you are facing challenges either at your place of work or in whatever you do, it is a normal thing. People will try to gang up against you. People will always try to gang up against you, but you will always overcome them with the support of your egbe. And because Ejiogbe, most times, if after people have gang up against them, they tend to change their location because they do their things differently. Àwọn Ejiogbe máa ń ṣe nǹkan wọn tó máa ń yàtọ̀. Tí ẹni yẹn tí ó bá yẹ pé Ejiogbe èèyàn dúdú ni lọ́n tẹ̀fá fún tọ́rí pé Ejiogbe ló bí, gbogbo why gbogbo thinking ẹ̀ á máa ronú bí òyìnbó. So ìwà ẹ̀ ìṣesí ẹ̀ nǹkan ẹ̀ ó máa dá yàtọ̀. So àwọn èèyàn máa wò pé báwo ni eléyìí ṣe dá yàtọ̀, and for that reason wọ́n máa conspire against ẹ̀ until tó bá relocate, tó bá lọ bá àwọn tó ń think bíi tiwọn. So those are the problems pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ tí Ejiogbe, and as an Ejiogbe child, go and know this today. Tó bá yẹ pé Ifá yẹn ló bí ẹ, you are not supposed to kó máa kọrin mọ́lẹ̀ fún anybody. Like àti réèyàn tó yẹ pé Ejiogbe ló bí tó dẹ̀ ń lọ ṣe religion míì tó dẹ̀ ń kọrin mọ́lẹ̀, tó bá ṣe ń kọrin mọ́lẹ̀ ó máa ní setback, because that Odu carries the crown on its own. It is known as the head already. So most times àrùn wọn tó dẹ̀ máa ń jẹ́ àrùn wọn gidigidi. Number one thing, headache. That's the number one sickness of Ejiogbe. Tó bá yẹ pé Odu tó bí ẹnìyẹn ní ọkùnrin àbóbìnrin, number one ailment of Ejiogbe is sickness, is a headache. And because they are controlled by this physical element, water, so they usually have problem with head and nerve. So most times, as an Ejiogbe child, they normally express wisdom and humility in everything tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe, because usually they are in perfect alignment with their Ori, and they maintain high standard. So that's the number one. That's the number one quality of Ejiogbe. Those are the qualities of Ejiogbe, and the characteristics of how they live their life that I'm trying to explain, and how they relate with other people. And they have great potentials. Hello?
I'm going you. Adákẹ́ ni o. I'm going you.
Lecture ni. So as it is, àwọn tí Ejiogbe bá dẹ̀ bí, àwọn issues tó máa ń ní as an Ejiogbe child. Number one, Ejiogbe, tó bá ti jẹ́ pé Ifá yẹn ló bí ẹ tó ti jẹ́ Ejiogbe, try as much as possible. Má máa fi orí ẹ, má máa fi gbálẹ̀ fún yàn. That's number one thing. Number two thing, Ejiogbe, they should know that if you are an Ejiogbe, you should have restrictions nínú taboo ẹ. And you will always have people around you that want to defend you at any given time. And people will always try to cheat you because of that meekness and calm nature of yours. Ìyẹn lórí Ejiogbe. So mo sọ yẹn mo dúró ná. Now let's go on to the Odu Ifa of Oyekumeji. Oyekumeji, which is Ejioye. That Odu signifies a lot, and it has to do with people that have fire sign. Most times àwọn tí Oyekumeji bá bí, fire sign ni wọ́n, and the more tó bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí ni wọ́n ṣe máa rí ọlá sí. Most Oyekumeji children, they are never contented. It's not as if they don't like to be contented though, but because the more they grow, the more they tend to have more riches. So most times àwọn lè rí, wọ́n lè decide láti fẹ́ ìyàwó tó pọ̀ bówó bá ṣe ń dé. But if you are a female and you are an Oyekumeji child, you are not supposed to marry a married man. Tó bá jẹ́ Oyekumeji ló bí ẹ, you are not supposed to marry a married man. And because that Odu signifies darkness, unhappiness, death, sickness, worries, and bad omen. It also carries the solution. Bó ṣe jẹ́ ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì yẹn, ó tún signify long life. Although the person will be faced with a lot of death threats, as if the person is going to die tomorrow, but the person will always cheat death, no matter how. But their problem, their number one paralysis. Is anybody listening? Number one health problem of ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì is blindness, paralysis. Ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì signifies forces that create the night. Ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì signifies forces that create the night. So the physical element of that sign is fire. The physical element of that sign is fire. And the children that have ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì, they are always children that will always want more, and they can argue for life. Wọ́n máa ń good gan nínú argument. If you have someone tó jẹ́ pé aláríyànjiyàn ni, ẹnìyàn ó lè jẹ́ ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì ló máa bí. So they don't see it as a problem. It is part of their nature. And they are good, they are good in finances, especially when it comes to loan. They are good in taking loan and giving credit facility to people, but they will be on that person's neck. Wọ́n máa ń wà níṣẹ́ bank dáadáa, àwọn ọmọ ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì, because wọ́n máa ń lè ṣòwò, because they always want more. They are always in need of more. So wọ́n believe pé ó kú pé àwọn káwọn máa fowó wọn ṣe òwò. Ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì. Ifá yẹn náà kì, ó ní olówó ní gbélé ránṣẹ́ omi aké. Olówó ò jẹ̀bi omi ìtòrò odò. Kò sí odò tá ó pa òtòṣì sí omi ìbára omi àsíá. Díá fún kò ìtómi tán tí ṣe yèyé òjò mi lẹ̀kẹ̀. Tí ń bẹ lóko ìṣẹ́ ọgbọ́n ọ̀ràn mọ aráyé ẹbọ ni wọ́n ní kó yá ṣe. Ó gbẹ́bọ̀ níbẹ̀ ó rúbọ. Tó bá jẹ́ tòwó níní ni kí n bá wọn ní, ìṣojú olóko nìnàbọ̀ fi ń ná bolẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ ti aṣọ níní kí n ní jù wọ́n lọ Ifá, ìṣojú olóko nìnàbọ̀ fi ń ná bolẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ ti ilé kíkọ́ ni kí n ní jù wọ́n lọ Ifá, ìṣojú olóko nìnàbọ̀ tí ń ná bolẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ ti ọmọ bíbí ni kí n ní jù wọ́n lọ Ifá, ìṣojú olóko nìnàbọ̀ tí ń ná bolẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ ti ire gbogbo ni kí n ní jù wọ́n lọ Ifá, ìṣojú olóko nìnàbọ̀ tí ń ná bolẹ̀. They always want more. Ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì children. And because they have the fire sign, so they are usually hot-tempered. Naturally, wọ́n máa ń bínú gan. Wọ́n máa ń ní anger issue. Fún àwọn ọmọ ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì, wọ́n máa ń ní anger issue. And as an ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì child, problem tó máa ń sábà ní lọ́jọ́ alẹ́, paralysis, stroke, àti blindness, which is very, very common for ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì children. So if you are an ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì child as a woman, it is not advisable for you to go and marry a married man. Because when you marry that married man, you will never be happy. But tó bá jẹ́ ọkùnrin náà ni, ọkùnrin yẹn náà tó bá fẹ́ ìyàwó kò gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ ìyàwó méjì lápapọ̀. Is against the sign of ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì. And àwọn ọmọ tí Odu Ifa yẹn bá dẹ̀ bí, their spiritual transformation ó máa ń ní agbára gan tó bá jẹ́ ọkùnrin.
We are learning. We are learning. Ele pakaso.
Ó pakaso gan ni.
Tẹ̀fá ni.
I can't wait. We're láti tẹ̀fá.
Ó pakaso. Ẹ ṣá mo pé Ṣé mú pen and paper?
Ah,
After tí oyè ti fẹ́ bá parí, we will do
we need pen and
Q&A o.
paper.
Wọ́n máa ṣe Q&A after tí oyè ti fẹ́ bá ti parí, we do Q&A.
Yeah, ṣé bá ṣe lọ yìí ṣá ó lè di 10 o'clock a máa yìí ṣetán bíbá because ká tó dé 16.
Ó ní agbára. Eléyìí tèmi ti gbọ́ gan. Ṣé ni wọ́n fẹ́ ṣé òyìnbó méjì ni mí?
Yeah, you can say, ó dàbí
Rutin by me go for a me. Rutin by
ṣé
me.
ejò ògbé ni ṣé òyìnbó méjì ni ó ti o pẹ̀lú stroke àti paralysis no bí ṣe yòókù.
Ó lágbára o. Ó ní
You start
agbára.
comparing your
ẹ̀yin
personality
méjì
with
ò
what they
sí
are
ẹ
saying.
lé ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀
Àwọn yẹn o.
comparison.
Paralysis àti stroke ó ti o.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín lẹ ti lọ gbé orí yín síbi tí ò yẹ kẹ́ ẹ gbórí sí tẹ́ ẹ ti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn tí ò yẹ kó fọwọ́ kàn yín lórí.
Ọlọ́run gbọ́.
ẹ kò imagine pé ọmọ ìyẹ̀kún méjì tó sì lọ married man.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ rí iṣẹ́ báyìí.
nǹkan ẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣe máa ń pọ̀ obìnrin mi ó married man àbọ̀kọ ẹ fẹ́yàwó lé ó kọ̀ kú pi.
It's so good to know your
àbí mi tẹ́ pọ̀ ọmọ bóyá èjì ògbè ló bi látọ̀run wá ó ti fẹ́ foríbalẹ̀ fáwọn olùṣọ́ yẹn bàjẹ́.
olùṣọ́ lè sọ.
ayé ti bàjẹ́.
Olùṣọ́ tẹ̀ wá okay.
ẹ má bínú mo sáré lọ receive call ní ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú.
Okay mama ẹ̀ka.
Now, Oyekumeji children, as if you're an Oyekumeji child, your best time to call on your Irumole is very early in the morning. If you pray very early in the morning to your Orisha, all what you lack and all what has been lost shall be returned to you, Oyekumeji children. And your Oyekumeji children are naturally given that opportunity of popularity. Nǹkan tá à ń pè ní òkìkí, wọ́n máa ń bí wọn mọ́ òkìkí ni. Wọ́n máa ń ní nǹkan tó pọ̀, wọ́n máa láya tó pọ̀, wọ́n máa lọ́mọ tó pọ̀, wọ́n á ní ọrọ̀ tó pọ̀. So most times they are blessed with wealth. The more they grow, bó bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí ni ire ọlá máa máa dé fún wọn. But tó bá ti jẹ́ Oyekumeji lọ́kùnrin, you should not even marry two women at the same time. It is wrong. But for a woman, you should not marry a married man. If not, you will never be happy in your life. And that your home is going to break. Oyekumeji children, they pick up enemies a lot. People are usually jealous of them. And they always misunderstand them. Because they are children that naturally in any environment they will be recognized for their efforts. So one man fún wọn ní title, position, recognition, ó máa wá fún wọn dáadáa. And it is in their destiny to have many enemies. Wọ́n máa ní ọ̀tá tó pọ̀ gan. So if you're an Oyekumeji child and you just find out that people hate you for no reason, it is part of your Odu. So, and the best profession, tí wọ́n máa ń lè thrive dáadáa. Some of them, doctors, pharmacists, physiotherapists, babalawo, herbalists, they are also good in trading and banking. But never in your life be a farmer. I repeat, never in your life as an Oyekumeji child decide that you are going to do farming because that person is going to fail. And as a male, Oyekumeji child as a male should never marry two women at the same time. So, but should in case maybe one wife die or you can't lọ, ó lè fẹ́ mi. But kó má jẹ́ wípé obìnrin méjì ló máa wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ at the same time. Tó bá dẹ̀ wá jẹ́ obìnrin náà ni tó bá ti tó time láti lọ́kọ, kó make sure pé ẹni tó bá nífá ni wọ́n fẹ́. Tẹ́ni ò bá kí ń ṣe babaláwo kó jẹ́ ẹni tó ti wọ gbódù tó ti tẹ̀. And as for money and material acquisition, because Oyekumeji children, they naturally have insatiable urge for wealth accumulation. Most times, one man ní ambition too high. So most times, they lack contention. The more they acquire, the more they wish to acquire. If they lend people money, they try to exploit their debtors to the maximum. That is Oyekumeji. If they have no money to pay, they don't see any reason to speak or argue lórí ọ̀rọ̀. If you are not doing business with Oyekumeji, then you don't have anything to discuss with them. That is their personality. So when it comes to money, they love to exploit. So in the aspect of health, because they are prone to have blindness and other form of problems at old age or before old age, they should try and make ebo so as to prevent incapacitation as a result of stroke or amputation of limbs. So as it is, if you are an Oyekumeji child, the world is waiting for you. So you have great potentials. So, and you have to learn how to overcome your opponent and achieve more than your contemporaries. Because naturally, Eledumare has given you the power to succeed, to be wealthy, to have children, and to have every general well-being of life. But you must never lack contention, because ibẹ̀ ni ikú wà. And one they can rìn inú òjò, because if you are an Oyekumeji child and you start walking in the rain, most times you are going to lose your chances of success. Then tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ Oyekumeji náà ní most times tó tún lọ ń ṣe àwọn nǹkan kan míì, bóyá wọ́n fi oríṣòjòjò wọ́n wá ń ṣe àgbo fún ẹ, wọ́n wá ń lo ewé kan wà tán pè ní ewé pín, ẹni yẹn tó bá ṣe ń lo ewé yẹn sí, ó máa ní failure nínú business ẹ̀ ọ gbogbo nǹkan tó máa ń ṣe. And as an Oyekumeji child, ẹni ò gbọ́dọ̀ lọ dáko. So lórí ọ̀rọ̀ and Oyekumeji child, because they are hot-tempered, most times it is advisable for Oyekumeji to try and bring down their temper, to always try to calm down, because they don't like cheating. They don't like to be cheated, and they don't like other people to cheat them, or they don't even like seeing the people that they love being cheated on. So you have to learn how to tame your anger. Their females are naturally beautiful, and their male are naturally handsome. But the problem is anger, because it's fire sign. Oyekumeji children possess fire sign, and as a result, they are always in a hurry to acquire everything, and they lack contention. So if you are an Oyekumeji child, it's better you slow it down. Slow it down. Don't be in a hurry. And just, if you have people that are owing you, because most times they love money, they always want more when it comes to anything, acquisition of wealth and all of that. So màá dá dúró lórí Oyekumeji ńbẹ̀ yẹn. Now we have Iworimeji. Iworimeji are usually rangy in nature. Wọ́n máa ń ga, wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ dàbí, wọ́n máa ń ní this like slim body, wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ní bí oblong face. Àwọn ojú wọn máa ń fẹ́ dàbí ojú òyìnbó yẹn. Wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ nímú bí imú òyìnbó. Yes, Iworimeji children. Wọ́n eléyìí tó bá ga nu wọ́n máa ọwọ́ wọn, their fingers are usually like bí pencil, ó máa ń wà elongated a little. Yeah. Lórí Odu Oyekumeji yẹn, I forgot to say the òrìṣà tó wà lórí Oyekumeji. Òrìṣà tó wà lórí Oyekumeji yẹn, Egungun, Èṣù. They have Egungun and Èṣù. So, and they have to learn how to prevent death, sickness, unhappiness, general well-being. They have to protect their health, because they are governed by Egungun and Èṣù. So wọ́n lè ṣe burúkú fún ẹ nísinsìnyí, kó tún padà ṣe rere fún ẹ lọ́la. You can never predict an Oyekumeji. Ó lè bá ẹjà ń sìn kó tún dọ̀la kó tún rẹ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. So as it is, we move on to the next Iwori Meji.